Greetings and welcome to the Climb the Mountain, a beginning indie author's journey podcast with your host, Riley Morrison. Greetings, or good day as us Australians like to say. Today's topic is about advanced review copy readers, or ARC readers for short. ARC readers are people who read your book before launch, and as an author you hope that they leave good reviews, though that's not always the case. I have used ARC readers for my book Heir to a Lost Son, which you can see its cover right here. It's my first book I've released as an independent author, indie author, and I put a lot of work into it. In fact, I put nearly 2 years of work into it. And I'm in love with the book, and I'm in love with the world and the characters and everything that's gone into the process for me writing this book. It's definitely been an experience. So I decided to use ARC reviewers, as a lot of people talk about reviews and the need for reviews and getting reviews, and I never have enough reviews. It's an endless talk about reviews in the indie publishing community. Reviews are obviously important. It's hard to say that they're not, and some promotion sites require a minimum amount of reviews. I think BookBub doesn't, but they're not going to take a book that probably has no reviews and doesn't look like it's worth their time and worth their readers' times. Some sites require 10 reviews. A site I intend to use when I have enough reviews and when I have a second book out is Book Barbarian, which is great for indie authors who are publishing in fantasy. I publish in epic fantasy, so Book Barbarian will be great for me when the time is right. I believe I have enough reviews for them. I haven't looked into them for a while. My book one has at current 13 reviews, although it's not actually out yet. They are all ARC reviewers who left the 13 reviews, so that is why advanced review copy readers are important, though there are risks to using them, which I'll go into more later. Now here is my book, Heir to a Lost Son, a Caverns of Stillemia novel, Volume 1. On Amazon, at the moment it's just a paperback. I decided to soft launch my book about 2 to 3 weeks early, so I could get advanced review copy readers on it, as well as it takes a long time for the paperback copies to be sent out here to Australia. In fact, it takes probably 3 weeks to a month if you pay extra for the shipping to come out here. So I wanted some out at least around, out here in Australia, at least around when I had my book launched, so I could probably sell them in person. I do want to donate some to the local library and all that. Alright, so for my advanced review copy readers, they've left me 13 reviews. I know for a fact 12 of them have been advanced review copy readers. I'm not sure who the 13th was. I think they might have been an Insta freebie person who was reading my free ebook I have up there. But yes, 13 reviews with a 3.9 star average. 3.8 star average, sorry. Most of them have been 4 stars, some of them 5. Some of them 3, and then there's 1 2-star review. At this moment, reviews don't necessarily mean, like, each individual review is important, but until my proper target audience gets to read Heir to a Lost Son, the reviews probably reflect people that don't necessarily read epic fantasy. And my book is inspired by 1990s epic fantasy, so it's a long book. 139,000 words with long chapters and quite a bit of world building. So the book hasn't been for everyone, and I believe the ARC reviews reflect that. Although I'm somewhat happy with 3.8 out of 5 stars, I was kind of hoping for more. But then I always knew my book would be a tough sell to some people, like a general audience, especially ARC readers. They pretty much read everything. Some of the reviewers have read and reviewed hundreds of books, so I knew that epic fantasy in the style I wrote is probably not going to be for everyone. Though I really only have one what I'd call bad review. Even the 3-star review said they enjoyed the book. They would like to see where the series goes. But the 2-star review was the one that didn't like it very much, and they only read the 50 pages. And they basically said that the dialogue was stilted, which I assume they mean the male point of view character's dialogue. This guy here, his name is Eamon. He's meant to be a noble in the world, and they don't use contractions. So they have a bit of a stilted way of speaking, and some of the other characters in the book make fun of him for that. I assume that's what they were talking about. I don't know. This book was professionally edited, developmentally edited, and copy edited and proofread, so I'm not too worried about the stilted dialogue. It was just that one person's opinion. Alright, so 13 customer reviews with a 3.8 star average. If you go down here, the book is pretty high up in the ranks, but I haven't done any promotion. It's a paperback, so I'm not really worried about that until the ebook is out. Alright, so here we go. 13 reviews. Young adult books, 3.7 out of 5 stars. This is rated by customers interested in. Fantasy books, 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is slightly upsetting, as my book, I was mainly aiming it at fantasy people, until I suppose I get to target my audience when the book comes out, and target specifically to people that like epic fantasy, that like authors like Terry Brooks or Raymond E. Feist, George R.R. Martin, Robert Jordan, Brandon Sanderson, people like that. I'm hoping that'll improve. And children's books, which doesn't really mean much to me. My book's also not a young adult book. I think here it'd be better, it'd be fantasy, science fiction, and then maybe young adult books would be my best case scenario here. Overall, I'm okay with the reviews I got, 3.8. I mean, some of them have been absolutely glowing reviews. Especially this top one here that a few people have upvoted. And yes, that review has definitely been very gratifying to read. And I've actually managed to reach out to a few of my ARC reviewers who joined my mailing list to thank them for their review. And one of them will be my beta reader. So that's great. I hope I can cultivate a few people into fans by reaching out to them. Few of them seem surprised that an author actually reached out to them, so I'm guessing it's not something many people in the author community do for some reason. It's probably most especially new authors like me. I want to get myself out there. I'd love to have fans. I love my book and I believe in it. And some people really enjoyed my book, so I really want to foster a community around my books and my career as an author. I've given my readers a chance to participate in my books by being beta readers, and I'll even get a chance at, I believe you'll be able to see it here. Okay, it doesn't look like it, but there is a special offer in the back of my book that basically says that if they beta read for me, they can be minor characters in the book that die horribly, and then they can go on my website here, and I'm going to have a tab up here called The Crypt, and I'm going to add their names to it and how they died. So that's like a hall of fame, and they can always come back and see all the names of the people that have helped me in my author career and how their characters died and in what book they died in. So I think that's a great way to foster a community, and I'm glad that some of my advanced review copy readers were willing to work with me and that they enjoyed my book enough that they are willing to beta read book 2. I might even ask one to advanced review copy read it for me, ARC read it for me. But of course there will be I will not be demanding they review the book or anything like that, because of course that's against Amazon's terms of service and you should never do that. It's only going to endanger your author career and it's going to endanger their account too. So never. If you hand out books for advanced review copies, reviews, don't demand reviews from them. You can remind them from a review, but don't demand they review your book, or don't make it a condition that they only get your book if they review, because you will be in trouble for doing that. The place I got my advanced review copy readers from was this place. It's called Hidden Gems Books. It's become quite popular of late, it seems. I think I heard about it 2 or 3 months ago, and I don't think I'd heard about it before that. They were originally a romance review service for romance authors, and most of their readers are romance readers. So you can potentially get a couple of hundred reviews if you're a romance reader. But they have branched out into other genres like fantasy, science fiction, and, well, they probably do all of them, I'm not sure. But yes, this is Hidden Gems, their website. I basically paid for this service. It cost me $20 deposit, and later they got 20 readers, which cost me another $20. So $40 US all up, which is about $55 Australian, something like that. And they gave me, I believe, my book to 20 readers, and at least 12 of them left reviews on my book. Of course, they aren't expected to leave reviews. There's no demands for them to leave reviews, and there's no demands for them to leave good reviews. They leave whatever they think is honest. If I go back to my book here, a lot of them you'll see will say that I voluntarily reviewed an advanced reader copy of this book. Most of them do that, so they're honest, and so you can tell they're advanced reader copy reviewers. But yes, Hidden Gems is a great site if you're looking for reviews, especially if you're a new author like me. Would I use an advanced review copy service like this again? I'm not sure. I guess I won't need to. That I'll have fans to do early reviews. As long as one of my books has enough reviews on it. A lot of websites, if you have a new release, as long as you've got older books with X amount of reviews on it, they're all got different requirements. I think Book Barbarian expects a book with 50 reviews on it. I'm not positive on that. If you've got another book with plenty of reviews on it, most sites will take a new book with no reviews on it, so you probably don't need advanced review copy readers. Hidden Gems is great for authors starting out, as long as you're confident in your book, because there's always a chance that they won't like the book and you're going to launch with bad reviews or mediocre reviews, and you might not like that. I mean, I'm not overly happy with my 3.8 star average, but it's really only because there's been some 3-star reviews and that 2-star reviews that's really pulled it down. Before I had the 2-star review, I was sitting on 4. I think the highest I had was 4.2, although my first review was a 5-star review, but that was pretty much meaningless because it was just one review. I'll go into this site a bit more, I do believe Hidden Gems is a great thing, and I believe that they actually get more reviews than pretty much anyone. A lot of people have recommended it to me and to other authors, so it is a great site. And I believe they even do books that are already out. So if you've got a book that's 2 years old sitting with 2 reviews or no reviews, and you really want to promote it or build it up, you can pay for this service and they'll give you reviews basically. I mean, it doesn't mean that people will definitely review your book. There's always a chance they will. So if you believe in your book and you're willing to get bad reviews, then you should be fine. So this is their ARC review for fantasy. It's $20 deposit. They've got some availability, some not. So this is a great website. There is also other websites. I'll open up one now. Happy Book Reviews by Jim Kukul, who is of Author Marketing Club and the Sell More Book Show. He actually has a review service as well. It is pretty cheap. I believe it's $25, and if you do the SMBS in the promotion code, I believe you'll get it for $15 unless things have changed. I don't know too much about this one. I was thinking of using it and Hidden Gems, but I figured I have enough reviews now, and I'm almost too afraid to get more general readers who read a lot of books and maybe my fantasy book won't gel with them, so I don't want to risk getting any more bad reviews. Although, I mean, I've only really got one bad review, but some of them were mediocre and the rest were good. I just don't want to risk it anymore, especially when my ebook comes out on the 20th of November. So this would be another good one to use, and it's cheap. I don't think you'll get as many reviews as using Hidden Gems. But if you're willing to spend a bit more money, you could use Hidden Gems and this service, and you'd probably get 15, 20 reviews. I mean, it depends what genre you are. If you're a romance, you'd probably just be happy with Hidden Gems and getting 100 or more reviews. Most of their readers are romance, so you'll probably be swamped with reviews using that. There are other websites that do this advanced review copy reader thing. These are the two I was planning to use: Hidden Gems and Happy Book Reviews. Happy Book Reviews is new, so I haven't heard too much about it. I haven't had people recommending it or anything like that. It's owned by Jim Kukral, who's pretty well known in the indie publishing community, and he's a big advocate for the indie publishing scene. So I imagine it's pretty good, even if you only get 2 or 3 reviews on it. If you use the coupon to get it for $15 US, then it's not too bad if you're desperate for reviews. Hidden Gems, I do recommend, but in the end, I'm not sure I would use an advanced review copy service again. Like I said, I hope I don't need to. I have a few hundred, nearly about 180 people on my mailing list now from Insta Freebie, and about 10 just through my website or through the link in the back of my book that people have joined my mailing list. So I hope I can get people from my mailing list to do it, especially maybe not the Insta Freebie people yet. Maybe if some of them become true fans, but definitely people that sign up through my website or through the link in my ebook when it comes out. They will be the sort of people I'll target to do advanced reader copy reviews, because they'll be my fans basically, and they're probably more likely to give it a more fair review. They'll hopefully like my style of fantasy, my style of writing, and will gel with it, and I'll get hopefully overall better reviews. Although my book 2 in this series, Dawn of a Lost Sun, this book here, is quite a bit different to my book 1. It's much more modern in approach, and it's shorter. The chapters are shorter, probably a bit more action-packed. So I hope I won't have the same issues I have with book 1. This is my Fall of a Lost Sun, is my free book that I use on Insta Freebie to attract people for my mailing list there. But I'll probably go into mailing list building at another time, although I'm far from an expert on it. It's just another facet you have to learn to be an indie publisher these days. So that's my video on advanced review copy readers, ARC reviewers. I keep calling them advanced review copy readers, but ARC reviewers, whatever. One day I'll come back to this topic when my book is out and I know a bit more about the process of launching and say the first month after launch and how my book has gone. I might come back to this topic of advanced review copy readers and say whether I think those advanced reviews that I got from the Hidden Gems people actually helped or not. It's probably going to be hard to tell whether they did or not. I hope more organic reviews come in as people start reading my book that have bought it off Amazon. But again, as always, time will tell. Thank you everyone for listening, and good day.